Good morning, dear students. Welcome in social science class. Dear students, as we all know that we have already completed three chapters of civics or politics 21, 22, and 20, 21, 22. The last chapter it is market around us. It is a very important chapter related to our day-to-day life. Beforehand, we have discussed about the unpacking gender, how the society is creating discrimination between the boys and the girls. Beforehand, we have discussed about the advertisement chapter, and beforehand, we have discussed about the equality chapter and democracy chapter. So here, the last chapter of the politics, market around us, the shops, the nearby market, how they are dealing in different manner. So here we can start our today's topic. Then in our day-to-day life, we require the service of a market is exactly without market we cannot work. Commonly, market is a place having shops selling vegetables, clothes, stationery, etc. In exact term, market can be defined as a place where buyers and sellers they are engaged in activity of sale and purchase of goods. Exactly where the sellers and buyers are dealing with each other. One is selling the goods and another is purchasing the goods. The buyer and seller can meet in a shop or a mall, and the buyer can pay for the goods or services through cash or credit card or any other mode. Yes, exactly. Whenever we are purchasing or whenever we are bringing anything, we have to pay amount for that particular thing if we are purchasing from the market. Now the next topic is types of market. There are two types of market: the wholesale market and retail market. Wholesale market are those markets where the shopkeeper they are purchasing in bulk at very cheap prices, and the same product is selling in the market at very high rates which the consumers are purchasing specifically from the shopkeepers. But we have to learn about the difference between the wholesale as well as the retail one, and we have to work on it also. A buyer can save a lot of money by buying directly from the wholesale market, as a wholesaler buys directly from the producers or the manufacturers, because these wholesalers are directly purchasing the things from the producers, and then after indirectly they are selling the things or the goods to the other shopkeepers. If wholesale sellers are purchasing anything which is having a price of 100 rupees, so they might be they are getting at 50 rupees and they are giving to others around 60 or 70 rupees. But on the other hand, the shopkeepers they are selling those goods at 150 or something about 200 as well. So this was the difference between the wholesale market and the retail market. We can also purchase whole in the wholesale market cheaper than the other shops. But they do not sell in the small quantities. Yes, they do not selling in the small quantities. They just selling the things in a bulk. They only sell in bulk. The retailer sells the goods in smaller quantities number but at higher price as he or she buys from the wholesaler, and as the cost of transportation, investment of money, time, storage charges, and profit in the price of goods. It happens whenever we are purchasing from somewhere else. If big shopping malls or if somewhere else, then they just extra adding the whole charges which exactly occurred in during the way while transferring the different things into one place to another. If the payment is not made right away and goods are bought on credit, then the retailer further increases his margin. Every city has a wholesale market from where the goods are supplied to the retailers. Yes, everybody everywhere have, but it depends they want to give things to the customer or not. Otherwise, the customers they are always purchasing the goods in different retail markets. Hence, there is a difference in the price of goods between a wholesale market and the retail market. The more people involved in the chain means additions in the cost of commodity at every level. They all have to make profit at every level to pay for their investment, manpower, premises, storing facility, etc. Yes, they have to pay their taxes as well as they have to share their wages also to earn more profit as well. The price of goods in a market is determined by the factor like demand and buyers, consumers, supply by the farmers, manufacturers. Yes, there are two types of factors we can say there in the market: demand and supply. Demand, where the people are demanding the things, and supply, the farmers are providing the things. Demand for a good is defined as the amount of commodity for which people are willing to pay and buy. Yes, if we want something, then we are able to and we are ready to buy those things at any cost. But on the other hand, when we are talking about supply, if demand is not there, supply will not be. If we are not demanding, then they are not providing us those goods. They are only providing then we will need or when we are requiring. Supply is a good is the quantity that the suppliers are willing to put in the market when the price of a good rises and the supply also rises. When the price goes down, it happens demand increases. When price decreases, if your ice cream will be of 1 rupee, then you will purchase number of ice creams, and if your ice cream will be of 30 rupees, then you will not purchase number of you're not able to purchase number of ice creams. Similarly, when the price are increasing, the supply is also increasing. Just because if the less price is there, the supply will also less. Because what happened nowadays, there is a mindset whenever the cheapest or cheap thing is there, that we people are thinking that in quality wise this is not good. If we are purchasing the expensive commodity or expensive thing, then only we are bothering about, or we are come to know that this is the good one. But it's not like that. During the British period, the farmers were forced to grow cotton, as the British industries required huge amount of cotton as a raw material, because they were making goods and commodities and selling in the market of different countries and getting the profit. All right, buying and selling also take place without going to marketplace through telemarketing and internet. Nowadays we are using like this. All right, next page 191. The cotton clothes was then imported from Britain and sold over the India. This was a fatal blow to Indian weavers that destroyed the Indian cotton industry. Yes, Britain and sold all over the India, and they are ready to sell all those goods in India at very high prices, and they were forcing Indians to purchase such a expensive goods. And the domestic industries in India, they were destroyed just because of these industries which were set up in the England. Do you know the changeover from supplying raw material to finished products has generated more jobs for the unskilled, skilled and professionally trained experts? Because if the demand will increase, then only the other supply will also be sorry, if demand decreases, then only supply increases. Okay, this was all about for today, and rest we will do the exercise part and try to read the chapter page number 191. All right, thank you.